Honestly, I would drop them in a heartbeat if I could. I think the biggest frustration is inept competition. I think their days are numbered, personally, unless they change their model in some way. Fees have climbed nearly 0.2% in the last 2 years.
Are you finding that agents are getting to be estate agents again, so to speak? So forgetting the last sort of 12 years when it was quite easy to, as we spoke about earlier, list and sell a property, are you finding there's more skill in putting deals together, in keeping deals together?
We like this market. I've said it's tough, but we quite like it because we know what to do. We're good estate agents, and the average age of our staff has changed through acquisition of a business last year, but previously to that we were 46 average age. So there's a wealth of experience in the business, and that experience is still here. So we've got a lot of clients that we're talking to that we're winning business just because they trust us because of the experience we've got, and we're talking sensible things. You know, we're not blagging them, which let's face it goes on. We're not trying to overprice it just to win the listing, which is going on all the time. With some of the stats that have been previously available, but definitely through the FIA now, some really interesting stats we're starting to use to show people there's a science to what we're talking about.
And that experience, has that affected your ability to earn higher fees as well? So a tougher market, more experienced people coming into it.
Fees have climbed nearly 0.2% in the last 2 years.
Okay, and you attribute that down to the tougher market?
Yeah, I do.
But how have you been affected, if at all, by Purple Bricks or any of the online competitors? Has it had a dent, an impact at all?
When it first came out, I have to say we were concerned, and there was a little bit of traction locally. There was a lot more going on for the online models than there is now. I think that's across the country, isn't it? They've waned with the market being more difficult. And something that we did, which was a good 4 years ago, was we decided, if that's what people want to do, we'll compete with them. So we offered 3 levels of service. So 3 marketing packs that we offered. One was the equivalent of an online agent, similar kind of upfront fee, with the benefit of there being a high street office, a real local property expert that's there all the time that you can walk in to see. The take up on that was very, very low, very low. And what happened, maybe it got us in front of people that we would not have otherwise have seen. I don't know. We'll never be able to judge that. But it was quite easy for us to upsell them to the next package, for them to understand, hang on a minute, we can do that if that's what you want, but if you want all this in terms of real service, you've got to pay for it. I think over the course of the last 2 or 3 years, the portal online agents have lost their traction completely. I think their days are numbered, personally.
Yeah. So
unless they change their model in some way.
Did the likes of Purple Bricks make you look at technology, prop tech, what you could do differently with your agency to try and compete at that time?
I started to look at what was it that was attracting people to your Purple Bricks and the others. What was it about what the experience was for the consumer that they were enjoying? And I think that was the prop tech side. My view was it's easier to book a viewing, it's easier to do this, your feedback's there because you can log in and see what's going on, and that was a challenge to me because that they were right, and we are still doing the old model of ringing people and following up and so on, and to some degree still do. Personally, maybe controversially, I think there's a whole raft of what estate agents do now that can be done better digitally than actually we do as people.
And what would you say is the biggest frustration for you as an agent in the market today?
I think the biggest frustration is inept competition.
So do you mean in terms of the reputation that they're giving agents, or in actually the ability to deliver while you're in a chain and things
Both.
like that?
We have this reputation of not doing a lot for the money that we earn. I see how hard some of our team work. They're working late, they're putting in a lot of effort, they're having frustrating calls. And when you get to the bottom of why a lot of that is, it's because incompetent competitors are giving them the wrong advice. they're telling them the wrong price, they're not sales progressing properly, they're not doing the job as they should be doing.
And how do you see agency operationally? Do you see Oakwood as a branch network in 10 years, or do you see that hub and spoke, which is quite sort of topical at the moment?
I have definite views on this. I think there'll be less high street offices because there isn't a need necessarily for as many high street offices. So in certain geographical areas there will be hub and spoke. Yet there will still be areas, villages, hamlets, if there are any with estate agents in, there will be geographical areas where that's just not practical, it's just not possible.
What's your thoughts on personal branding in agency? That's something I'm hearing a bit about at the moment, where the actual staff are building their own personality and their own brands inside an agency.
Yep.
By doing videos and I can see the benefits if you're out in Margate town centre with a camera talking about the market, and a valuation you're about to go on next week sees you talking about the market and nobody else. That actually going to stand you in quite good stead, isn't it, on the valuation?
Yes, it is. However, I query whether personal branding's new. It's just now easy to do. You know, the most effective estate agents of my years were well-known people in their local communities, and they got involved in the PTA, and they were picking up their school kids, or they were behind the football team, and those people, there's no different. They've always been in the business. It's just easier for those people to actually get in front of people now.
What's your personal feelings on Rightmove?
Honestly, I would drop them in a heartbeat if I could. And that's because I don't think they are delivering value for money. Our own stats show that On the Market and ZPG are delivering me far greater leads than Rightmove currently do. Our last check on that is they had 28% of all my leads, and the other two had the rest between them.
You're a member of the FIA?
Yes.
And what made you join the group?
One, when I quickly understood what it was that you were trying to achieve, that aligned immediately with who we are as a business. It's about quality. It's not about a badge. You know, there are products out there, if you like, or groups out there that I think people have got them and do nothing with it at all, so it's kind of a badge. I can see the provision and support that we've got is only going to grow, which is excellent, and some really good quality data and things on there as well. But importantly, I wanted to be recognised, and I wanted our team to be recognised for the quality that they actually provide, and to have that kind of a kite mark, that approval, that reassurance to the public for them to know, and it's still growing. I'm sure we'll get more and more awareness of the FIA in time, but to be able to say to somebody, you know, we're the only agent, and we were invited to join, we're the only agent locally, that gives us great credibility with clients.
Yeah.
Plus, outside of that, the ability to refer across the country. As that grows, we miss opportunity there, and we've delivered great service, but we can't help them because they're moving to the Outer Hebrides. Yeah. If you've got an Outer Hebrides office, immediately, look, we've got a like-minded agent who's going to operate the same principles, on the same ethics, they've been approved. That's a great opportunity to make that kind of referral.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, you're a great member. I'm really looking forward to working with you over the next few years. It'll be fantastic.
Absolutely.
Right, Andrew,
Good.
Thank you very much. Lovely chat to you.
Stuff.
Thank you.